Hey, movie fans. So the first news I'm going to talk about is that the first official teaser trailer has dropped for Godzilla minus zero. I've been really excited for the sequel. I love Godzilla minus one. It's one of my favorite Godzilla movies, one of the best in my opinion. This teaser is only 49 seconds, which makes sense. This is a teaser trailer. I thought this was a great teaser. I was already excited for this movie because I love the first one. It looks great, this movie. I love the dark, serious tone that it has, like the first movie. I love the fact we're seeing the characters back from the first movie, and you still have that feeling of this guy's a little feeling dangerous, which is one of the things I loved about that first movie. And I love the fact it looks like this movie's going bigger than the first movie. Like its scope of it feels bigger than Godzilla minus one. And I trust this director. He delivered, in my opinion, one of the best Godzilla is when it comes to story characters. And I love the fact you still have a Godzilla that feels dangerous like the first movie. So overall, I thought this was a great teaser. Like I said, it's only 49 seconds. It's not too long. It still got me hyped up for this movie though. Like I cannot wait for this Godzilla movie, and it's definitely one of my most anticipated movies. So overall, great teaser. It looks very emotional. The story like the first movie, so I cannot wait for Godzilla minus zero. The next thing I'm going to talk about news-wise I dropped is that the new Insidious movie dropped the first trailer for the movie. Insidious Sis, which I know it has a title for it. I'm just gonna call it Insidious Sis. And look, I love the first Insidious movie. One of my favorite horror movies. The second one I enjoyed, not as good as the first one. Last year, Insidious movies I have not liked. When it comes to this trailer, because I just wasn't really excited or interested in this new one because the last two have been terrible. This trailer didn't really make me excited for this movie personally. I don't think this was a bad trailer. I just felt very lukewarm on this trailer. It just feels like to me with this Insidious movie, it just feels like it's like I've seen this type of Insidious movie done before. It doesn't feel like it's doing really anything new. It looks like a lot of jump scares, like predictable jump scares. So there's really nothing about this trailer that really wowed me or made me like, oh man, I gotta see this in theaters. And it just I don't know, this trailer just didn't really do a whole lot for me. I just felt very like middle of the road lukewarm on it. So it's just overall, I thought the trailer was fine for Insidious Sis. It was just an okay, mediocre trailer. I will say this, the only element that has me slightly intrigued with this Insidious movie is the idea that they hint in this trailer with the main character having the power to bring the demons into the real world. That's really the only element of the story that felt like, okay, this could be interesting if done well. Otherwise, it just looks very like predictable and kind of like, oh, I've seen this type of horror movie done before. So that was really the only thing element wise in the trailer that has like me that had gave me like a slight interest. But I was like, that's slightly intriguing. It just didn't really do anything to wow me though, or make me like, oh, man, I'm really excited for this movie. Again, not a bad trailer for Insidious Sis. I know, like I said, I know the movie does have a title. I can't remember the title off the top of my head. It just overall, it was a very I had a very just lukewarm feeling watching this trailer. So for me, it's not a movie I'm really anticipating this year. Maybe it'll be like one of those surprise movies. It just overall this trailer didn't get me excited. Again, not a bad trailer. It just didn't do anything to make me excited for this movie. The last thing I'm going to talk about, piece of news that dropped, is that there is that a Longlegs sequel is officially happening, with Nicolas Cage coming back and the director of Longlegs coming back to write and direct the Longlegs sequel. With I'm curious how they're going to do the sequel because if I remember correctly, Nicolas Cage's character died in the first Longlegs movie, and I love the first Longlegs movie. I know not everybody loved it. I personally loved the first one, and I thought it was a great horror. Like like it took inspiration from Silence of the Lambs and those type of horror movies. I thought it was great, and I thought Nicolas Cage was great in that first movie. I just don't know how you like how his character's back because his character died in the first movie, and I'm definitely excited to see a sequel to this. I feel like the first Long Legs was a great one off. I totally understand why they're doing a sequel because that first movie made 128 on a 10 million budget, so it makes total sense why they're doing a Long Legs sequel. Financially, that movie made a lot of money for them, so it makes sense to do another Long Legs. It's just it's just for me, I'm just very curious, like how what the story is going to be because it just felt very much like a great one-off. So I hope they have a really compelling story, and I hope they have like they're able to find a reason or do like tell a good reason why Nicolas Cage's character is back in this one somehow. Like I am glad we're bringing back the same director from the first movie. He's gonna be writing and directing the sequel. I just hope they have a really compelling story to do a sequel, and this doesn't end up like Ready or Not 2 or Black Phone 2, which I thought were mediocre sequels. They weren't bad sequels. That I felt like they didn't have like a really compelling story why they would do another one. And I hope if they're gonna do a Long sequel, I hope they have a really compelling story and a believable reason how Nicolas Cage's character is back in this one. So we'll see with this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I am excited for this sequel because I love the first one, but I'm also a little cautious when it comes to doing a sequel to that because it was like a really great one-off. So we'll see with this. I also wanted to. This is like a little bit of news. Is the fact that I forgot to talk about this when I was talking about my how I thought about the Godzilla minus zero teaser trailer, the first official trailer for that movie. Is that I also really love that the Godzilla minus zero is taking place in New York. I love the fact they're like it's not that they're changing the setting of that Godzilla movie. I just wanted to also talk about that a little bit too because I forgot to talk about that in my thoughts for Godzilla minus zero. Like I love the idea of changing the setting of that movie to a different setting for the sequel. So when it comes to my thoughts on the Longlegs sequel, we'll see. I'm excited for it. Also a little cautious how they're gonna what the story is and how they're gonna bend Nicholas Care at the back. Overall, though, I am excited for a Longlegs sequel. So that's all the movie news today. Until next time, movie fans.